Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by trainer Johnathon Banks here in London. Jonathan, a successful night for yourself, your man, overcoming Conor Benn in this grudge match. Just walk me through the fight. What did you make of it all?
I thought it was a wonderful fight. It was a hard fight. It's a very, very, very fan favorite fight. They left no stones unturned. They both, at one point, looked like they was about to send the other one through the ropes. But Chris kept his composure. He kept his discipline, using his left hand, making sure he ain't just looking for one punch to send the guy home. That's the whole goal, is to make sure you're using your left hand, shooting the left hook, shooting the jab, and to make sure you're putting punches together. And I think that was one of the biggest things that secured this victory.
But first off the fight, it seemed like Conor Benn was maybe a little bit wild. What did you make of Conor's approach, and would you put that down to, like, say, Eubank's approach?
Well, Eubank's approach was the same throughout the whole 12 rounds. Only difference is Conor changed up once his energy level went down. He chose to stick closer to him so he could keep with the brawling. I'm not saying tired, but I'm just saying his energy level went down some. And he started brawling. He just started staying there trying to brawl more and more. And because of Chris was utilizing his jab and his hook, it allowed him to touch a little bit faster, a little bit more often.
It's no surprise, especially that 12th round played out how he did, that at some point he was going to catch fire, at some point they was going to start trading off. But going into it, I'm sure in your own mind you felt like your man was in control and would have won on the cards. What was going through your mind though when you are seeing him just trade off with Conor when the fight for him was there?
I was just telling him to go back to your jab, stop trading with him. I don't like the whole trade game. I don't like the robot thing. So you hit me, I hit you. I don't like it because no one knows what punch is gonna make your legs do a weird dance. We don't know, and since we don't know, I don't like taking those gambles.
I have to ask you as well, Jonathan, obviously throughout this fight, a week and before that, there's a lot of talk about the weight. How much of an impact did you feel like the weight had on Junior tonight? Obviously, you've got the win, so it doesn't matter, but did you see like it made a difference at all?
Both guys are relatively the same size. Chris is taller and skinny. Conor is shorter and thicker. And right now, Conor probably way more than Chris. Like, seriously. So Chris it's not like he's a huge guy losing, coming down from two tired divisions. That's not the case. So the weight didn't play a factor because, we calibrated Chris' scale according to the official scale, and when the officials came in and did the 3-day weight check, that's when we calibrated it to make sure the scales was perfect. Then all of a sudden, a couple of days later, he weighed in and the scale was 5 pounds heavier. Chris was allegedly, he was perfect, 159.9 on our scale, and now he's basically 160.5. He's 5 ounces over, and this just didn't make no sense.
Do you feel like, Jonathan, unless a rematch goes ahead, that maybe Junior's days at 160 might be over, and there's obviously that talk about Canelo, a talk up to 168, whether it's Canelo or somebody else? Do you feel like you'd rather see that now?
I don't think it should be over. He's not draining himself to make 160. He's not killing himself to make 160. If he was walking around at 200 pounds or walking around in light heavyweight conditions, if he was like 180 or 175, if he was a light heavyweight or cruiserweight, and he's walking around at that weight, I could see it. But if you enter camp like 170 and you fight middleweight, that's not a big middleweight.
Obviously in his career he's had a few different trainers, Jonathan, so whilst you've been with him, why do you feel like it's clicking for you?
I can't answer that question. Honestly, I wish I could. But for me, he's responding to everything I'm asking him to do. And he seems to be really enjoy doing it. And for that alone, I'm just as happy as I can be.
Last thing I have to ask you about Jonathan, obviously for British boxing fans, it was something that brought a smile to everybody's face when we saw Eubank Jr rock up with his son. Nobody was expecting it. When did you know about that, and how much did it mean to Junior to have his father here with him on such a memorable and huge night?
I'm sure it meant a whole lot to Junior to have his father here. That's what the talk's been about. Everybody, well, all the media people have been talking about it, so I'm sure it meant a lot to him.
Jonathan, I don't know how you'd get down if you was back home, but you've got a big victory to celebrate. So what's on the cards? What's on the table tonight?
Nothing. Just go home, go to the hotel and pack up. Hopefully I can find me something to eat. And I can just put my feet up and relax for an hour or two.
I just quickly want to ask as well. Obviously we found out now Junior's gone to the hospital. Just your understanding on if he's okay and what...
Yeah, he's fine. It's just safety precaution. I think every fighter should do it after a 12-round battle.
A lot of people suggesting...
Everybody should do it.
A lot of people suggesting that Conor broke his jaw. Was that the case?
No, not at all.
Jonathan, I appreciate your time. Enjoy this victory. Safe travels back home.
Thank you. I appreciate it.